All right. Are we still rolling? All right, cool deal. We're actually making a video. I was worried about it going to snapshots. All right, the Zonk Man. Here we are. We're doing another video here at the end of the year, 2025. Still same thing. Hope you had a good holidays. This video is probably going to be posted after the New Year's, maybe. So hope you had a safe and happy New Year. And what is this video going to be? Yeah, I don't know. Let's. Oh yeah, it's what I was teasing in the last video. The top finds of the Zonk Man in 2025. I was watching some of these videos, and I was digging this just because I had just yesterday. I wouldn't say like a grail, because the record's not super hard to get. I mean, it's accessible. I'd pretty much say you're probably not going to ever find it digging. And I found it digging. And then this record has been on the want list since I started messing with Discogs. And kind of since I've been back into this. So it said 6 years on it. So this record has been on my want list for 6 years on Discogs. I really didn't start doing the vinyl thing again until 2018. So that's probably more like 7 years ago. And I was probably would have picked it up if I would have saw it then. But no, so it's been, so I'm going to try to do 10. I had some other killer records I got recently. And then the Gastonia Record Show, I had a crazy mind-blowing story there. So cool records there. And then just some of the other stuff throughout the year. So this could be anything. This doesn't have to be like a grail. It doesn't have to be anything super rare. Just kind of great to me. And maybe something I was looking for was kind of, avoiding me for a long time or something. So I'm going to show my top 10. I'm going to call these top 10, but they're not necessarily in this order 100% per se. But these are all records I'm glad I found. Some of these are reissues, so I'm glad that they finally reissued it. And then it was even kind of hard to get the reissue too. So anyway, okay, let's rocking it. Let's rock out. So we're going to start right off the rip. Ram Jam, a little Black Betty. Are you saying, Zonk Man, that record's, it's not rare, it's not that expensive. Dude, I swear, for every time you turn on classic rock radio, you are going to hear this song play. You're going to hear Black Betty play. Where are all the freaking records, man? It's not like this is a CD album. This is 78. No, 77. This is 77. So where are all the records that people had of this Ram Jam album? Really kind of hard to find. Finally found a copy at Wowatone, and really probably the only reason this didn't get scarfed out from under me is because I was at the store when the dude brought the records. And I was like, hey man, if nobody wants that, I'll snag that if you guys settle, if you guys come to a deal. Because this record was like showing like the first one on one of the boxes or something. But anyway, so Wowatone hooked me up with actually finding Ram Jam digging in the wild. I'm calling it that, even though it's kind of a, I'll come back for that. You tell me when. This is a record just recently, man. Got it from Jay, a Grown Man Record Night. MC5 is, like I said, it's not really a grail. It's accessible out there. This is the edited version. He says, kick out the jams, brothers and sisters, instead of the expletives. This is a well-loved copy. Cool, great to get it from Jay. Excellent stuff, man. The legendary Wayne Kramer. So I'm putting, and this was just recently too, within the last month or so. So I'm putting that on the list. How about this? Freaking Stone Jesus, Seven Thunders Roar. And this has the song that I absolutely love by then, I'm the Mountain. These guys are, oh man, I'm gonna mess it up. I think they're Ukrainian, but they, oh yeah, I think they're Ukrainian. And this is a reissue from 2024 that is limited to 250 copies worldwide. So that tells you how many they thought they were going to sell. But I was actually able to find this down in Matthews, North Carolina at Noble Records, the reissue. So I was freaking stoked to get this. This was like finding an original in the wild somewhere, just to find the reissue. So I've got that on vinyl now. Killer album, killer band. They still have like their new 2025 record, The Zonkman Needs to Get by Stone Jesus. But anyway, definitely, we won't even call that number 8 or whatever, because it's really better than that. Plus, I don't even know how many records I got here. I don't know if I got 10 or over 10. Here's the next one. Body Count, motherfucker. Born Dead, 1994. OG. Just found this yesterday. This was on the list. I probably wasn't like super crazy about it. It was just like, if I need to get that. And because what I had on my list was actually the CD version, not the vinyl. Because this, I'm pretty sure this has not been repressed. And it's not a crazy price. In fact, this is probably about the same price as that Stone Jesus reissue. Born Dead, of course, this was after Cop Killer. Let's show them with the guns. Putting the gun in their mouth. Because this is Ice motherfucking T. This is still a kick-ass record. Masters of Revenge. Dude, everybody talks about how many different people have covered Hey Joe. Dude, Ice-T covered Hey Joe. He always likes to pay homage to his influences and his heroes and stuff like that. So he has some, especially with these rock records, so it's like a rock, whoever influenced him in rock that he'll do a cover of. This Hey Joe cover will blow your freaking mind. I don't want to say better than Jimi Hendrix, but it's pretty damn good. And then Surviving the Game, which I don't know if y'all remember that. It's a 90s movie with Ice-T called Surviving the Game. It's also with Rutger Hauer. And literally like Ice-T is this like homeless guy. And Rutger Hauer like picks him up and is like, oh yeah, well, we're gonna get you back to feeling right, eating. Looked like a pretty strong gentleman, and then if you're not familiar with the movie, takes him out on a hunting trip. And let's just say Ice-T isn't on the same side of the guns as the other rich people. Anyway, interesting movie from the 90s, but Surviving the Game, the song is on here. And then the title track, Born Dead, is great. This is a good body count in your face album. Okay. Now we're going to go to the Gastonia Records show, where I freaking lost my mind when I saw these records. Disneyland After Dark. Now, Risking It All is 91, so here we are. We're in the 90s again. It's hard to find these pressings. This has not been repressed. I don't think any of their stuff has been repressed. And I'm literally going through the bins, and this guy has 3 Disneyland. At school there, it shows Disneyland After Dark. DAD draws a circle. that has probably my favorite DAD song, which is "I Won't Cut My Hair." And then this album I was super familiar with because I rocked this out on CD. And I really wasn't so familiar with the other two. But great stuff. These were all foreign pressings, like Scandinavian or European pressings and stuff like that. That's why they're kind of flimsy. Killer band, risking it all. So I'm making these guys take up whatever it is, 7, 6, and 5. So the top ones, all of them, killer to get all these records. And in one spot, one vendor, just like that. Boom, where are we at? Okay, so we'll say we're at number 3. We'll throw this up here. Boom, Warrior Soul. Last Decade, Dead Century. Well, what does that mean? Yes, this is a 1990 record. The last decade of the 20th century. And that's what they're calling Dead. This is just like a heavy metal, hard rock, a little bit into the sleaze. We Cry Out, The Losers. Man, there was a song or two for me. There was probably 3 songs on here on MTV. What is that? Downtown. So probably all 3 of those. We Cry Out, The Losers, and Downtown. Probably all 3 of them had videos on MTV. Maybe they didn't get played that much. Maybe they only got played on Headbangers Ball. Corey Clark. I didn't find out about Warrior Soul until a couple albums later, but I went backwards, and this is like a killer to find on vinyl. This was killer when I found it on CD like 10 years ago, because it had been so long, I never found it on CD. And then I found it on CD, and now this year, 2025, and I didn't even talk about where I got this from. This was our good buddy, Metal Ron Haggerty of the VC. If you're not familiar, he's like selling off a majority of his collection, and changing to a more holy path. And he's needing some money from these records. I looked through his stuff. I can't give him all the money I got. But I got another record here too. There were 2 records right off the get. I'm like, oh my God, they're close to like being grails. So I got this from Ron Haggerty. Thank you again. Metal Ron. No matter how many times you change your channel name, you will still be Metal Ron to the Zonk Man. And so here's the record. We're calling this number 2, Asphalt Ballet. Boom, and this is UK only, 91, never been reissued. And Mr. Ron Haggerty had a copy of that. And I was like, and even Ron was like, hey man, like the Warrior Soul, he's like, hey man, that's kind of being sold for decent on it. What about this? I said, dude, that's more than fair for both those records. And I was like, how much you want for shipping? And, so we took care of what needed to be taken care of. And these were pretty much, we'll call it in the Grail realm. So Asphalt Ballet is just like total like blues rock and in that sleaze vein. Believe it or not, there is some spiritual stuff on here. Some of the lyrics, maybe it's not straight from a gospel or nothing. It's not a gospel record, but there's Hell's Kitchen, Soul Survive, Tuesday's Rain, Unlucky Mr. Lucky, those for Heaven Winds Blow. There is like the whole first side of this thing is kick ass, and he's talking about the path that he's on and, what is he doing? Where is he going? And where does he kind of need to be type thing. So he's out there playing Asphalt Ballet, So this for me, killer record. I wore the hell out of this on CD. I got like a Japanese version of CD, which has never even been sold on Discogs. So I think there's some for sale that's like crazy money just for the CD. But if you need a copy of this and you're willing with the CD, just get the US copy. You shouldn't pay more than $5 for a US copy of this on CD. But yes, the record, killer to find. 91 UK. That's it. And here's what I'm going to call number one. Just got yesterday at a different store than the Body Count. I have been looking for this record also for 6 years. I can't remember the other record I was talking about that. But I've been looking for this. So this record has been on as long as the want list for Discogs. And to finally come across it. Flotsam and Jetsam. When the Storm Comes Down. This has the master, and it's right there on the hype sticker. The Master Sleeps and Suffer the Masses. This is Eric A.K., I think, is the lead singer. 1990 record, man. Kind of hard to find. And this one even says, like, it's a gold stamp promo. With the hype sticker. Killer to find this. I found this at Soul Relief Records, Good Buddy Harley, right here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Dude just like totally hooks me up. I go up there with a handful of records, and he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, let's see what we can do." Blah 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 blah. Here, just give me that, and it's like, this is killer. Which Harley does also do record shows and stuff like that. So that's just his like dealer mindset, you know. You buy more than one record, he's going to give you a deal type thing. Totally stoked to find this record. I actually never owned a copy of this album on anything, not CD either. I would always play it with my buddy Jim in the military. He had this on CD. And that's where we would jam out to some Flotsam and Jetsam. I just never came across it on CD, used or new. And we got like the next Flotsam album that came out after this that was probably even kind of more watered down, just for like heavy metal, what was going on in that era, to try to sell a couple records where grunge had taken over in the early 90s. So in 93, they probably did some even more watering down of the heavy metal to try to sell to the mainstream. Do that Metallica Black Album formula or whatever you want to call it. But these cats did not shave their hair. They did not get haircuts. Anyway, killer. That's there. So I'm taking up too much of your time. It's a long video. Thank you, everybody out there. You can tell me, hey, oh yeah, Zonk Man, I got those records. Or again, hey, Zonk Man, what are you listening to, man? We don't even know. We don't even know that music or those albums. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, Happy New Year and welcome to 2026. Peace.